Help me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome to the Hermit's Cave. Let's get myself comfy. So, I've just taken delivery. Well, I'll say taking delivery. I've just collected because this came whilst I was out. My package, which is the Mythical Creatures Tarot. And I'm aware that, you know, lots of people have showed this deck on their channel, but I'm also kind of reminded of the fact that I often say to people, because people will say to me, oh, I've just received this deck but I'm not going to show it because lots of people have showed it. And as I've mentioned before, I like to see people who I like to watch review certain decks, particularly if I feel that we have similar tastes and things like that. So, and this is actually my second Baba delivery in a week, because as I mentioned before, I was gifted, I think it was probably the last video I uploaded. It feels like such a long time ago since I did a video, particularly a live with missing 3 weeks of Cuppa Catch Up and Cards, which will be back tomorrow, by the way. But yes, I was gifted, very kindly gifted, a copy of the Tarot of Prague, which I showed on the channel a few days ago. And that actually took a couple of weeks to get here. This was ordered on Tuesday and has arrived today. So that's pretty good going. I think there was just a problem with shipping out of Ireland a week or so ago. So we have the book, which is the Mythical Creatures Tarot, and we have the deck. And what I thought I might do as well is just compare a couple of the cards with the original Mythic Tarot, which was in black and white. Now, this deck here, I got in a trade with Sandra from, I almost said Sandra and Tarot, I always want to say Sandra and Tarot, from the Whispering Well. Who's a friend of mine, and we traded about a year ago now. I traded an out of print deck for this. Sandra knew how much I loved Baba decks, and this is packed really well, really well. Wow, look at that, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, so I traded this deck, and this is one of the limited edition ones, as you can see here, a bit of plastic it's got on there. So it's the Mythical Creatures Tarot limited edition, designed by Karen, illustrated by Eleanor, and artwork by Alex. And this was back in 2016, so it's 4 years old, and it's a beautiful, beautiful wooden box. It has a little white book. It has, you get these extras, don't you, with Baba decks. So there's a little art card, which is advertised in the Bohemian Fairy Tale. And I'm so excited to learn that the Fantastical Menagerie is going to be their next release. And here's a card. So we kind of got a snippet of what it would look like if it was coloured, which is the Fool card. And it says, wishing you wonderful holidays and a great new year. Copyright 2016. So that's what we get there. And we get the little white book and this beautiful bag that comes with it. And then we have, oh, nearly caught fire to the beautiful bag. Number 461 of 500. It's signed by Karen and Alex. And these are beautiful, beautiful cards. I really love them. It's the usual, and look at the back, usual good quality card stock. Now, a lot of people have fed back saying that this is very busy, but you know, there is a lot of detail, but it's done in such a way, it's like etching. It's lovely. Some of the minors are quite busy, like with the wands in particular, because this is a pip deck. But really, really stunning. And there's some additional cards at the back. So we have Dryad, I think that's how you say it, Dryad. We have Dragon, Unicorn, Amadame, I'm probably not saying these right. So we get these extra 4 cards as well. It's really lovely. So I thought what we could do actually is take a look at a few cards in comparison to see what it looks like now that they've been filled in with beautiful colour and cold stamping. So let's have a look at the book first. So this is the book, The Mythical Creatures Tarot by Karen Mahoney. We have colour images, which is really, really nice for the cards, which I was hoping to. I mean, I know I looked at the Tarot of Prague book the other day and they're in black and white, but with going from a black and white deck to a colour deck, I'm pleased that the kind of smaller images on the inside are in colour as well. So in this book, under the contents, it's got 2020 as the copyright, so it's brand new. We're only in February now. We have acknowledgements, we have some information about the authors, the introduction to the Mythical Creatures Tarot, illustrating the Mythical Creatures Tarot. So have a quick look at that, that'll be interesting. Hopefully it's talking through the process. When we designed a themed tarot deck at Baba Studio, when we designed a themed tarot deck at Baba Studio, we asked a crucial question at the very beginning: how can the theme best be incorporated into a clear and usable tarot structure so that it enhances meaning rather than confusing or complicating it? And then it says, when we began outlining the Mythical Creatures Tarot many years ago, we intended it to be a Rider-Waite Smith deck and designed it to follow broadly the illustrator's scenes in the RWS deck. However, as we carried on through the years of illustrations, we realised that it would work better as a deck with fully illustrated majors and courts and with decorated suit or pip cards. The creatures themselves did not fit comfortably into RWS suit scenes. So that's really interesting, isn't it? Doesn't really talk about the process of going from black and white to on the book signed by Karen. So that's nice. How to read with the tarot cards using spreads. A simple 5-card reading with the Mythical Creatures Tarot. Some specific Mythical Creature spreads. So these are kind of all spreads here. Frequently asked questions about this companion book. Working with Older Pip Tarots by Caitlin Matthews. Oh, so has Caitlin actually written a piece? Page 29. Yeah, by Caitlin Matthews. So that's nice. And then we have the Major Arcana or Trump cards, the Minor Arcana or Pip cards, and then we have Wands, Cups, Swords, Coins, the Court cards, and then the Select Bibliography. And the book is, we get the note pages at the back, which we often get with Baba decks. Without the note pages, 204 pages. And in terms of interpreting the cards, for the, let's go to the majors first. So for the majors, you get quite a lot of information. You get a brief kind of synopsis of the card, the RWS meanings, RWS reversed meanings, then you get the Tarot de Marseille meanings and the TDM reverse meanings, and then a specific mythical creature meaning, which takes up the majority of the text. And then some notes on the background of the cards by Caitlin Matthews, which is brilliant. Further notes. So that's really, really interesting that you get lots of information. I love that you get both an RWS and a TDM meanings for these cards. I wasn't aware of that because I knew I was getting this deck, so I haven't watched any walkthroughs. So I really appreciate that. And it's really nice to get Caitlin Matthews' notes on the background of the card. So she talks here because we've got the death card. And of course there is the association with the mythical creature. But here we have death is by convention the unnamed trumped. So yeah, we know that death is without, usually without name, as the fool is without number. Identified only by the number 13 in older decks, just as the fool, yeah, now she says, just as the fool has a title but no number. Death signifies end or cessation of something. Plans, leases, work. You have to see which cards attend it. For example, death with the 6 of Wands means the end of your social mobility. So really, really nice and worthwhile companion book. Just checking that I'm still recording, and I heard a little noise and I thought, has it stopped? But we haven't. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that. I think that's a brilliant book to have, and one that I'll be referring to often. Okay, just had a sup of me cuppa. Best cup of coffee is the first one in the morning when you wake up. The second is when you finish work for the day. Let's remove the plastic. Now, I'm not going to do a full walkthrough because, as I've said, there are so many already out there. This is just kind of more my thoughts. The boxes, this is a typical Baba Studios box in the clamshell. Oh, it's beautiful though. I love that colour combo of the maroon and the kind of turquoise colour. They just go together lovely. It does have gold foil embossed over the deck, as you can see. And on the side it says, it's got both Karen and Alex's name, and Elena's, and it says the Mythical Creatures Tarot. The Mythical Creatures Tarot brings symbolism and mythology of fantastic beings from around the world to a beautiful set of cards. Wide-ranging, the images include dragons, unicorns, mermaids, and Melusines. I've not even heard of them. Melusines. I've never heard of that. Description below, please, guys. As well as the Banshee, the Vampire, the Fairy Queen, and many more. The deck is based on Tarot de Marseille with fully illustrated trumps, majors, and courts. The pips, minors, are highly decorative, designed to be symbolic and evocative. They follow classic suit meanings. It's also possible to use RWS established meanings in your readings with this deck. See the companion book for more details. And I always do anyway. And actually, it's really funny that that's come up today, because I was talking to Elle this morning about interpretations of Marseille, because she was saying she didn't realise they had their own kind of interpretations. And I talk about the fact, because I learned with RWS, I kind of have an amalgamation of both anyway when I do readings. If I'm using a Marseille deck, I'll take something like the Four of Pentacles, and you know, I will use my RWS knowledge of that card, but I'll also bring in that it's about stability of things like finances, resources, and stuff like that. So we are readers, and we read how we read, and whatever works for us and whatever gets results. Okay, so just like in this one, you get a little white book as well. So if you didn't want to get the book, you can, you know, there is a little white book. I should perhaps tell you costings as well. So this was reduced by a couple of pounds. So I got it for £16, which I think is a fair price for a guidebook, and it is good quality, nice, and as I said, it's signed. The deck was £80, which is standard for the standard decks that Baba Studios release. If you buy more limited editions, then they're usually around, I think about £130, £140, I believe. The backs are beautiful. Let's just compare the back. So they've been coloured in as well. This is nice as well because it has like a gold and cream feel. The cards are larger in the, which is usual in the limited edition decks too. Okay, let's remove the box, put that with the book. And I'm going to try and zoom in now because I realise that I'm still panned out. So just bear with. I don't want to get light in too much on there as well. So make sure you can see them quite clearly. If I turn the lights off, it is too dark because it's a very dark day today. Let me just try it though. Let's see how we go with that. I think that's light enough. Yeah, okay. So, we get the title card, just like we did with the original. This one is signed because it's limited edition and it's numbered, whereas this one isn't. So, Mythical Creatures, and it tells you about the creators of the deck, and links to Baba Studios store, online, Facebook, etc. Sorry about that, guys. I got a call interrupted me. I've set it now to do not disturb. So yeah. So we have this title card, and I'm not sure if it was cut off before I said it, but it has 2019 as the copyright, which is interesting because it's 2020 in the book. So yeah, here we have our fall. Oh, so beautiful. Am I zoomed in enough, or can I go a little bit more? Let's go there. Absolutely beautiful, really beautiful images. Try the light again. That is going to put a glow on it, isn't it? Yeah, which is a shame. There's no way around it really. Let's try that. That's better. So, yeah, and I do remember when I got this deck and being absolutely thrilled with it. And then hearing, wow, at least a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, that they were doing a coloured version and was going to be colouring it in. I remember looking at this image and thinking, wow, who is going to sit with all this intricate detail and colour it in, and what will the end result look like? And now we can see it is beautiful. The cardstock, it does have this metallic, what we call cold stamping over it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Here we have our magician. Wow. It's exquisite. That's the only word for it. It's absolutely exquisite. You can see why it took, or must have taken, so long. High Priestess. I love this. That her arms are like... I don't know, she's kind of like half griffin, isn't she? Beautiful. I love the use of purple in this image. Really gorgeous Empress card. I don't think I've ever seen a deck so exquisite. I mean, up until now, I think the tie for Baba decks for me has either been the Alice Tarot or the Victorian Romantic, which I love, but this is just so gorgeous. And I'm pleased as well, I'm not sure about when it gets to the minors, yeah, I'm pleased that the names of the mythical creatures aren't on the cards. I actually like that because, you know, I don't know all of the mythical creatures and I don't want to be put off by, you know, having their titles on there. When I'm reading, I want to read the Emperor and I want to feel the Emperor's energy and draw on that archetype for interpretation without being off-put about a particular name of a mythical creature. That said, you know, we've then got the book where we can, you know, do further study if we want to know more about the image. And, you know, the book is brilliant for giving you all that additional information as we've just seen. Oh, look at the lovers. I mean, the colour does bring out more detail. You have to really sit with this deck, the black and white version, but here it just stands out. More. So beautiful. It's the story of the Little Mermaid falling in love, and he wasn't that enamoured, was he, really? She had to go back. The chariot, beautiful. Wow, look at the strength. The colours are so rich. We have this beautiful dragon for the hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. That's a very different type of Wheel of Fortune, but I love it. They're working together. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Poppy Palin's World card, where they're like embroidering. Look at the little owl up in the tree. Beautiful swans. Her face looks softer and gentler than it does in the black and white version. But aren't they lovely? We have the Justice card. Our Hanged Man. Death. Got all the bones and skulls and things at the bottom here. Oh, Temperance is beautiful. Really beautiful. Love that. I love that it's two-headed, embodying both male and female. Gorgeous wings. Standing on this crescent moon. Butterflies. Oh, probably one of my favourite Temperance cards. I love that. I think it's exquisite. The Devil. He looks like a charmer. There's this ball and chain here. Tower. Lovely unicorn for the Star card. Wow, look at that. Isn't that amazing? She's almost like in trance, in sleep state. Beautiful peacock for the sun, the sunflower. Wow. We have the world. And the 4 animals representing the elements. And then we go into the minors. Let's take a sip of my coffee. And I'll go quicker through the minor cards. I mean, they are beautiful, but they're pips, so they kind of follow the same colours and patterns as you'd expect. It's kind of like a Marseille pip style deck, but they are beautiful. And now we see more of the detail. See here, it is quite difficult to make out, but with the use of colours, I've got 4 and 3 here, sorry. With the use of colours, you can really, you get that sort of, it goes more 3-dimensional than 2-dimensional. You get that depth. Yeah. And this is probably where it's a little bit more difficult with the black and white, because there is a lot happening there. And these are busy, you know, but they're so rich. The use of colour is absolutely stunning. And I'm glad I've got both to see them side by side like this. They are beautiful. Can you imagine these spread out in a spread? And our 10. And we have our quartz. And we have this fire energy for the ones within. I love that, the King of Wands. Beautiful. What a stunning deck. We have our cups. Oh, just in case I didn't show them properly, the backs side by side, so you can see. I mean, I love this as well. I love this as a backing. This is nice too. So our Ace of Cups. 2. Oops. So this is my deck for March, guys. You know, I'm trying to, oh, sorry, knock the camera there. I'm trying to stick to one main deck. And in the main, that's happening. But I have been sent decks, or I've traded decks as well. So there are others on the way. And then we're also, as you know, we've got the new collaboration channel starting in March. Myself, Becca and Dale. And we've chosen a deck that we can all get to work with through March too. So that's separate. That's part of the project of reviewing a deck for that collaboration channel. But this for my personal use throughout the month ahead. And I am thrilled with it. Absolutely thrilled with it. I love the colours used to represent each of the suits. These beautiful aqua greens and blues. We have that water energy in the page again, in the quartz. And actually the cards, even though these ones are premium, limited edition. They're not that much difference in size really. And to do a comparison with the standard tarot, Pabber Studios is a fraction bigger and a little bit wider, so it is bigger than a standard US Games tarot card anyway. We have our swords. Sorry. Wow, look at that for the Three of Swords. So beautiful. I love that we get the the nod to the RWS as well. These aren't in order, are they? No, because I've gone 5 and 2. So let me just put... So we're up to 4, aren't we? Where is 4? There. Oh, get there in the end. I have one job to do. Beautiful. So we have lots of darker blues and greens in this one, in the suit for swords. So it's like a like a masked butterfly. And our final suit is the Pentacles, or coins as it is in this deck, which I love. I love to see. It's one of my favourite suits anyway, but in more set in Pip style decks, I'm really always love to see how they use the coins or pentacles. And interestingly, even though they've called them coins, you can see it is a pentacle. It's just so stunning. I mean, look at the detail. Just look at the detail in the card. Really beautiful. I love that they all have faces as well. It's not just an arrangement of the, you know, the wand or the sword or the pentacle. There are still creatures within. Got this little goblin for the page of coins. He's a character. There's knobbly knees. And an older one there. Wow. Like our Empress, really beautiful. And then the King, which is an amazing card. And then there's an alternative Three of Cups where they put in an RWS style image of the Three of Cups. So let's have a look at the cups in here. I mean, I would imagine that it would jar. It's nice to have an additional card, but the cups are in keeping with each other. So if you were to take that out and put that in, I'm not sure why you would. it makes more sense for me to have the system as is. But it's nice to have as an additional card to keep. So there you go. This is the Mythical Creatures Tarot. Just been released in the last few weeks in its colour version. This one, as I said, has been out since 2016. So yeah, I think it is absolutely exquisite. It is possibly my favourite Baba Studios deck. I mean, what is there not to love about this? It is beautiful. It is a work of art. And as I said, I know we pay a lot for decks from Baba Studio, but you are guaranteed quality. Favourite Temperance card. I absolutely love this deck. Sorry about my croaky voice. I am actually seeing a GP today because it's gone on for quite some time now. So I'm going to get it looked at. But yeah, I really appreciate you all being here. As I said, I'll be back tomorrow for a couple of catch-up and cards and to give you a bit of a update on life and what's been happening in the Hermit's Cave over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And I look forward to chatting to you all. And until then, guys, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.